Nona Peltier is in the studio with me to talk business. Okay, so who's sounding the trumpet of doom around business confidence today?
It's the NZIER consensus of opinion, and it looks like definitely the business confidence has slumped even further. It was already pretty low, so it's, a net 35% are pessimistic about the economic outlook. And when it comes to their own activity, it's slumped to its lowest level since September 2010. So it's a long time since we've had this kind of sentiment, and, very little seems to be sparking it up. And it's right across the board. And the interest rate cut that the Reserve Bank made, I guess last
Time
month.
after last.
In August, right?
Yeah.
It was a half, to 0.5%. So hope that would spark it up. It was a really big rate cut. It was 50 basis points, and it was a bit of a surprise to the market. And hopefully that would have shocked some into spending or making some investment. It hasn't happened. And in fact, the indications are from this latest survey is that the economy will slow to just under 1% by the end of the year. Now, that's enough for economists to have taken their pencils out, made some new calculations, and are suggesting that pretty much all of them are thinking that our official cash rate is going to be cut again in November and again in the early next year to at least 0.5%. And of course, we've seen some economists are even picking a lower rate at 0.25%. So interest rates are definitely going to be lower for longer. And let's just see whether or not that is going to be enough to spur some spending.
Does the survey ask them about what in particular concerns them? Because even at 2%, that's a pretty solid growth rate compared to other countries. So do they actually ask them what's spooking them, or is it the unknown?
It's really the unknown, and it's not so much what's happening here in New Zealand. It's really a bigger picture. And, you don't have to look very far. In our own markets today, the Chinese markets are going to be shut for a week. So as the Chinese are off to celebrate 70 years of communist rule. Okay, so that takes something off the plate. Leading into that, the markets are saying, okay, well, maybe they're more optimistic, but there's nothing to give them more optimism. Every day it's another thing. So we hear rumors. For example, on the weekend, we heard a rumor that was going through the markets that the U.S. administration was going to force the delisting of Chinese companies from New York and the NASDAQ. It took a huge beating over that. And then, back again, sparked back up.
It's a global roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, and people can't make any decisions. So when you're going to invest, you want some certainty. That's what investment's all about. Who's going to put their money down on something they're not sure about, or at least have some reasonable certainty? And that's what we're seeing right across the board, every way we see it.
Okay, well, someone who is making a move is Kathmandu. So they're looking to snap up Rip Curl, are they? This is the Aussie surfwear, surf sports company,
and it's not just Australian. That company is started out as a wholesaler and has done extremely well in a lot of different markets. So Kathmandu is going to buy it for 368 million New Zealand dollars, 350 Australian million dollars. And they expect that purchase, together with their Osbos shoes, as well as Kathmandu, is going to create a $1 billion turnover business. So they have big ideas about where that could lead for them. So they're pretty excited about it. They're going to purchase it through debt, as well as a rights issue for shareholders and new shares for the Rip Curl's chief executive and founders. And so all up, that really was quite a big move. The company is pretty excited about it. But it's subject to shareholder approval, which won't be known until October 18th. And then there's a whole lot of other things. Meanwhile, the company's in a trading halt, and their shares last traded at $3.05. That was yesterday. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, our top 50 index, it rose 71 points today. So that's 0.2% up to 10,997. And the Kiwi's trading at 62.4 US cents. It sounds kind of low, but with that kind of outlook on the business front, not surprising. 92.6 Australian and 50.8 British pence.
Thanks, Nona. Nona Peltier with our business wrap.